Good day, everybody. This is Paul Siegel talking. I'm the president of CandleCharts.com, and very happy to have you here, whether you're watching live or via recording. Joining me is Brian. Brian is one of our NISM certified trainers, and what our goal here today is to answer your questions. And how we're going to do that is I'm going to go through a few slides, and then I'm going to hand it over to Brian. Brian's going to take you through a couple of charts. I'm going to come back in, answer a couple of common questions that I've gotten over the last couple of days and weeks and months. And then I'm going to hand it back to Brian to do a few more charts as well. Brian's going to be covering some different markets than what Steve has been doing recently. So we welcome you. If you do have a question here live, please type that in. If you have a question watching the recording, certainly email me directly, paul@candlecharts.com. I'd be happy to help out. All right, so if we can move on that slide, Brian, and we move on to the next slide. Here is our risk disclosure. This is obviously letting you know that with trading there is a risk, but remember, without risk, there is no potential reward. And what we're trying to do is to help you make that reward understanding how to limit your risk. So it's important, if you need to learn more about our risk disclosure, go to that link there. Do not need to read the entire thing, just realize that there certainly is risk. So let's move on to that next slide. And before we go any further, just to make sure that everybody's clear, we do have 3 different sites on our with our company. Our main site is candlecharts.com. This is where Steve has been providing some information for a long time, general information about candles, things like that. We also have candlechartsacademy.com. This is really what I look at like our library. If you want to have information on any of our courses, our Forex training, options, our scanning software tools, our mega package, our express class, and a number of others. We have many different products available in our library, and I'm going to show that a little bit later, the full library and how you can access it and see what courses we do have to offer for you. Doesn't mean you need all of them. It just means that we have enough to help anybody in the world, regardless of what time frame, regardless of what market, regardless of where you live in the world. And our other site is mycandlecharts.com. This is kind of like a discussion forum where we do a lot of daily interactive sessions. Every day we do daily market recaps. Brian every Wednesday does a market recap followed by an option session to kind of guide and educate our options traders. And even for those that are not currently trading options but want to, you can learn how to trade options during that. We have other things like strategy sessions where you get to request markets of your choice. So that's really our company, the Candle Charts family, as we like to call it. Our main site, again, candlecharts.com, but again, candlechartsacademy.com and mycandlecharts.com, part of that Candle Charts family. If we can move on to that next slide, a lot of questions, just basic information right here. If you want to know about our current promotion, we'll be ending soon. Okay, we don't have an exact date yet, but we will be ending this promotion soon. It is at that red link there, candlecharts.com/thrive, where we will be hosting a lot of information as well as special offers that you can take advantage of so that you can thrive. That's really what it's all about. And we also encourage you to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. The information is there. If you already have an account at one of those or multiple of those, make sure you follow us. We put up a lot of information, and we'll be posting a lot more videos, including the video recording of this will be on our YouTube channel. If we can move on to that next slide. This is the special offer page that we have at candlecharts.com/thrive. Real fast, I know I've done this before in other videos, but for those of you that are not familiar, we do have on that first item on the left a very special offer if you would like to become a member of my Candle Charts for a 1-month trial offer. We have a very discounted price, and you would not have to continue after this month if you did not want to, but if you did want to continue, you'd be able to continue on the monthly, or you'd be able to upgrade to what we call the annual plan for a extra savings as well as some additional features added in. Second item called the Express class. We have a discounted price on that. For people that are new to candles, they want to make sure they're understanding them correctly. I can't stress that to you enough. People tell me that they understood candles from online or somewhere else. You want to learn candles the right way from Steve Nissen. The Express class is a 3.5-hour course, which comes with a quiz to make sure you understood all of the information there. We're there to make sure you understand how to utilize candles in any market, any time frame. The third item, the mega package. This is for people that say, I need or want to make a income stream happen from trading and or investing. Mega package is a comprehensive set of education that incorporates everything taught in the Express class and a lot more. So the mega package is for people that say, I want to do this, I want to take advantage of the incredible market opportunities that are in front of us. We did a similar session, almost a month ago, where people have since bought the mega package and have been able to take advantage of pretty extreme market moves that we've had. I know a lot of people are concerned about long-term accounts. This would also help you manage things like 401ks or IRA accounts and things of that nature. So the mega package is our comprehensive set of education. We have a significant discount on that page at candlecharts.com/thrive. You would click on that link and you would see the special offer. We also even offer a 2-payment plan on the mega package. And then that fourth item, for other products that we have inside the library, we're giving you a coupon code THRIVE to save 30% off of any other product that we have listed in that library. So with that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand this to Brian. He's going to go through a couple of charts, and then I'm going to be back on, show you that library inside of Candle Charts Academy before I hand it back to Brian even again for him to go over some more charts. So Brian, I'm going to put my mic on mute. Over to you.
Hopefully everybody can still hear me. I've been sitting there quietly, and there you go. Let's start off here. Oops, get rid of that junk. And for those of our friends that we've got online here right now, and for the recording in India, well, I want to start off by looking at the Nifty. And you know what? I started by zooming this thing out as far as I could. This is a daily, so each candle is going to be one day. So obviously I could have gone to weekly, monthly, but nonetheless, we've still got tons and tons of data going back to 2006. And it shows some patterns. But again, this has been another market that has been absolutely relentless, which is great, isn't it? Until, and again, this is like a lot all the other markets. We had this question in our little pre-market chatter there, and people were saying, you know, are things going to be the same all around the world? Well, so far, you know, we're looking at this. We started to get a little bit of weakness in here, and yeah, we fell right out of the, I say we fell out of the bottom. This was a very sharp and very strong drop. And yes, we've come up, we've had a bounce back, and we've come back up again. And already, you know, last, that would have been on Thursday, I guess it was. It looks like we had a shooting star yesterday, a small green candle. So we're getting just above, I don't know, I've got two moving averages on here, the 10 and the 20. And nice, so we've got to close above that. We've got falling windows, and these are the things that we talk about, guys. We talk about this in our education packages, and also, so that's in the Academy, Candle Charts Academy, but we also talk about it in our daily recaps and our strategy sessions. We talk about the falling windows, and the markets do like to try and make an attempt to close these. It doesn't mean they get up and actually do it, but again, do keep in mind, they do act as a bit of a magnetic draw. So again, at this point, yeah, we're going to be looking for a potential move up towards 10,250 initially. But again, I'm going to be watching these candles very, very closely because again, all of our education is geared on, well, what do the candles look like? And unfortunately, and I'm hoping that that was Friday's candle. I don't know if your market was open. No, that looks like that was Thursday's there, and then that was Wednesday. Okay, so you had yesterday off as well. So this candle here, just for a quickie, we had an upper shadow. We didn't close above that from Wednesday. That's a little disappointing. So again, this shooting star here, and I'll put a little bit of an S there, 2 S's for shooting star. It's a negative signal. It's coming in at some potential resistance, being the 20-period moving average, but we have closed above that, but we haven't closed above the upper shadow. So again, a little bit of concern on this market, and I'd want to see what happens with the next market day. And again, we're looking for the closing candle. We don't just look at it first thing in the morning and say, all right, but now we're above it. Things might be great. again, if you're looking at daily charts, we always like to talk about, well, at the end of the day, the final candle looks like this. It's bullish, it's weak, it's confused, and that's what we'd be looking for. As we can see down here, I do have stochastics down on the bottom here, and they are still, which is good news. When momentum is strong, and it is pretty much maxed out at this, which again is good news for the market. There's a lot of money that is pouring in, but that doesn't mean it's going to continue. So we want to watch down here at the bottom, see what the candle patterns are looking like. So if I was to look over here, and I'm going to pull up one more stock, and there we go on the stock market, Lukoil. So that was our Indian stock for the day. And we're going to take a look at Lukoil. This is, again, because I've got a lovely coaching student in Russia, oil company. It is global as well, but this is listed specifically on the Moscow Exchange. And you can see we made a very nice up here around 67.85. And that's in Russian rubles. And yes, we've had a decline down here to 36.51, and we've pulled all the way back up to 53.55. So what does that mean? These numbers don't necessarily mean anything, because again, what we're looking at, and if you can see my cursor in the middle here, you see we had some good support in here, and that was right at where window dropped to. Now we've come up, and let's just zoom in a little bit more on here. What's actually happening on this compared to the Nifty. Again, we had a very forceful reversal. We did a little bit of jiggling. We got on top of the 10. Now we got on top of the 20-period moving average. Great news. And the 10-period moving average has crossed the 20. A lot more story here at this point in time. Stochastics are high and they're going sideways. Okay, good. So we know what's happening with that. We're still stuck within this falling window. So really, again, I'd be looking for a potential target of 5,600, but I want to be watching these candles very closely. Over the last couple of days, though, we've had spinning tops and dojis, not really strong. But the good news is, again, we're still closing above both moving averages, and the 10 has crossed above the 20. So I think, again, from that point of view, as long as this market stays above those moving averages, then that's a really strong sign as well. But right now, again, we're finding a little bit of resistance right here around the 52.70, 52.80 area, but we also have a little bit of support here at 5,047. So the question is, and Paul, if you don't mind, I'll take 2 seconds and draw in 2 candles. If we get a forceful red candle coming to the downside, then yeah, I'm going to be looking down. But if we get a forceful green candle that breaks above this area here, then I'll be looking for the market to go higher. So right now would be a time not to take a trade. It's a time to look and observe and have a little bit of patience. Wait for the market to come to you, and it will reveal its true colors. And then you can make a good decision, hopefully, as to which direction the market might be going. Paul, did you have a question that you wanted to answer at this point, or?
Yeah, what I'd like to do is go over that library, and I can pull up my screen, I believe, and then you can come back in.
Or do you...
Brian, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Paul.
Okay, I can hear you.
I'm losing you a little bit here.
I will take over.
Candle Charts Academy.
Okay, so you should be able to see my screen now. Brian, can you hear me? Can anybody in the room hear me right now?
I'm still seeing my...
Okay, so can anybody in the room hear me right now? If you could just type a Y, I just want to make sure the audio is coming through okay. Oh, very good, Lee. I think Brian's internet connection is fading right now, so good time for me to step in. Looks like everybody can hear me in the room right now. Brian, if you can hear me, or oh, Brian's frozen right now. I'm going to ask Brian to log out and back in. So while Brian's doing that, what you should see on the screen now is the library, and I'll just do this while Brian's getting back out of the room and back in. Right here is your library section of candlechartsacademy.com. Okay, And what you're going to be able to do is up here in the upper right-hand corner, you know you're logged in when it says howdy in your name. So what I just did was I logged into Sean's account. Sean's helping us out here in the office, so I logged into his account. What you'll see here in your library is after you log in, you click on your library, and what you'll see here is your products. This is what you actually own. Whenever you open up a free account, you would have access to the free training. If you purchase any other items, you would also see them listed here. By clicking on that, notice these are hyperlinked. So if you click on the free training, you would be taken to all of the free training information that we provide. If you click on the products that you already purchased, that then would also bring you to that specific product. What you see here are your recommended next steps. This is what we recommend as next steps for the average trader. But what I really want to show you is if you scroll down here in red, this is our full library of programs and services available. A lot of people don't understand how this works, so what I'm going to do is kind of show this to you. What we did was we took all of our programs and we kind of put them into sections, areas, things of that nature, kind of put them into like little departments so that you can truly understand where they are. So in our introductory training, we have our Quick Start, our Hajime program, our Express class, and Advanced Express class. Meaning, if you don't already own this, you would be able to click on it, and it would take you to an information page. If you did then purchase it, that product would then be added into your product section back above up here. So if you bought the Express class, it would then be added into your products up here. Hopefully that makes sense. So over here on the right-hand side, we have the Nissan software. We have two different software packages. One is called Nissan Candle Scanner. One is called Nissan Candle Highlighter. And then what you see here are the different platforms that it works on. Now, we do know most people don't have one of these platforms. If it's not listed here, that means we don't have software that works on other platforms. So what a lot of people do, for example, Nissan Candle Scanner for NinjaTrader, for people that are trading on other platforms, perfectly fine. You can utilize Candle Scanner on the free NinjaTrader platform and then continue to execute your trades on whatever platform you're currently on. Okay, so this is our software section. This is our mega package training section, which is included of volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you could purchase the entire mega package, but you would get access to all of this, or you could start out with volume 1, add on volume 2 later, add on volumes 3 and 4. Okay, down here we have our Forex training. Again, Forex is a 3-volume series, volumes 1, 2, and 3. Again, you could purchase all 3 together, or you could purchase them a la carte. Same thing with our options training, volumes 1, 2, and 3. Our universities, if you notice, we have Options University, Forex University, and Nissan University. That's ongoing education for those that own the entire series. So if you own all 4 volumes, 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the mega package, you would also have Nissan University. If you own all 3 volumes of Forex or all 3 volumes of options, you would have, excuse me, access to either Forex University for those that have all 3 volumes of Forex, or 3 volumes of options would yield Options University. If you scroll down further, you'll have special topic training. This is typically about an hour long, where we go into specific strategies, candles divergence, east and west, exit strategies, which obviously very critical now, knowing how to get out of a position, Fibonacci's, a whole session on Steve's top trading principles that he utilizes. This has been pretty common lately, profit and protection in a down market, how to protect and profit if the markets go down. We have support and resistance, which everybody should really understand, and one of my favorites, using multiple time frames. Over here on the right, live training recordings, we have things like our active investor blueprint for people that don't want to trade, but they want to make sure that they're investing their retirement accounts properly. We have candlesticks applied, including powerful action plans for people that really already own the mega package if they want to take more advanced steps and look through application process. We have a whole series on intraday trading for those that want to look at intraday charts. And we have a whole section on swing trading, as well as other sessions. And then down here, we have Kaizen on Demand. Kaizen on Demand is a comprehensive course which incorporates a lot of advanced training as well as 3 months of access inside of mycandlecharts.com. So that is the library of Candle Charts Academy. And I'm just checking with Brian to see if he's able to get back in. I know he was having a little internet issue, which is becoming more and more common around the globe as more and more people utilize the internet. So I just got a question. I'll answer questions. If you have questions for me, type those in as Brian is rebooting his computer. So question just came in. If I buy the software, how do I access it? So essentially, it means nothing is shipped. Everything is done online. So if you buy the Nissan candle scanning software, for example, let's say for NinjaTrader, just as an example, that product would then be listed up here in the Your Product section, and that would go over everything. It includes how to install it, best practices, strategy on how we actually use it, and things of that nature. Okay, so as we wait, I know Brian's going to go over a couple more charts if he has the ability to get back in. I will take any other questions. Question just came in, thank you. When is the Thrive promotion over? We don't have a date. Let me try to explain this to you. We don't have a date. It will be ending soon, okay? Once we have an end date, we will be putting that out there. But really more important than knowing when the promotion is over, just realize the quicker you get the education, the software, the guidance through my candle charts, anything like that, the quicker you could be taking advantage of these market moves that are happening, okay? Everything's online, everything's accessed online, so all you need to do is log in into either Candle Charts Academy or My Candle Charts and take advantage of this time. I know a lot of people have asked me, what's the best use of time right now? I think education, guidance, and learning how we can help you thrive. Looks like Brian's getting back into the room. He's going to go over a couple more charts. If you have any other questions for me, by all means, type those in. Brian, are you there?
I am just coming back.
Okay, very good.
Sorry about that, guys. I had a complete failure there. That's unusual.
Okay, so Brian, whenever you want, you could take over control again and show your screen whenever everything's working for you.
Yeah, you have time for one more question, Paul.
Okay,
at least.
Yep. Take your time, make sure that it works the right way. Question about swing trading. Okay, so there is no definition of exact time frame, what a swing trading time frame looks like, but it means that you're not necessarily doing intraday trading. Some people look at swing trading as a couple of days. Some people look at swing trading as a few weeks. So it's really looking for cycles more than exact time frames. It doesn't mean you have to get in on Monday and you have to get out by Friday as an example. But what the swing trading is designed to do is provide you with multiple strategies, how to do swing trading. So when you do not have as much time being at home in front of your computer and you want to be able to take advantage of different time frames, by all means, swing trading could certainly be right for you. But remember, swing trading is going to assume you have candle knowledge. So if you don't know about candles yet, swing trading would not be your first step. We definitely recommend starting with at least the Express class, if not the Mega Package, to go further. We had a couple of questions before about different candle patterns. One question right here, great question. What is a bullish engulfing pattern, right? So obviously we have students that are brand new to idea of candles, all the way up to people that have been doing this for a long time. And I do understand that we have people in this room right now that are have been using a lot of Steve's information for a while. So a bullish engulfing pattern is one of 28 different candle patterns that we utilize in our teaching, in our software, and everything that we do when we look at a chart. Realize a candle pattern itself is comprised of 4 points, an open, high, low, and close, and a bullish engulfing is a 2-candle pattern that is a bullish reversal signal at the bottom after a downtrend. So a bullish engulfing has to follow a downtrend, meaning every candle pattern has to have the correct prior trend as well as correct shape. Okay, I don't want to get into too much detail because I don't have the ability right now to draw it. I don't want to get into that, but realize the bullish engulfing as well as the other 27 patterns are all covered in the Express class. Okay, looks like Brian's taking over. Brian, over to you so that I'm hoping you can still connect. Can you hear me?
Yes, and you guys can hear me, I hope, as well.
I can hear you, Brian.
Yep. So, I mean, what we're looking at here, and guys, do keep in mind, we were looking at a different platform before. This is the NinjaTrader platform, and we've got NCS. So for Candle Scanner, Nissan Candle Scanner built right into this, and that way you don't have to work so hard to identify what you're truly looking at. So if we zoomed right in here, right cute and cuddly, so we can see some good detail on here, and I'll grab my spotlight again. There's the high on the, well, it's SPY, but basically the S&P 500. It's an ETF, still a daily chart, and you can see how we have marched our way down here to a nice low. We've made some nice reversals, and there you go. You see the HW right here for Thursday's candle, right on the close. It's a high wave candle. Yeah, this window was closed. We had a falling window, so you can see the W's already. You can see the direction of the window. We have more windows up here. Again, it would be nice if this window got to close. It's right near the 50 period moving average. In this case, I've got a 920 and a 50. So I've got a few different lines on here. And again, you can put on as many lines or as few lines as you'd like. Again, I like symmetry, so I drew this from the low to the high here, and then I put it over here. So again, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking for a potential target and potential up to here. So if I was, again, as we were saying in the very beginning, and I'm sure Paul was talking about this as well, we look for higher probability trade setups. I wouldn't be going long this market now because, you know, this was a potential entry way down here, maybe with the rising window and bull separating candle, bull separating line, but nonetheless, you know, now we've got a high wave candle and coming into some potential resistance areas, the 50 period moving average, this blue line here, which was the top of that window. I had another marker here, and of course my potential target, which is just above where we are. Okay, so we need to wait and think and look for, and this comes down to, again, what is your strategy? That's what we like to help you with, certainly through the coaching, but also through the education material, is finding your strategy. Again, are you looking for breakout strategy? Are you looking to do swing trading? You know, are you much more a long-term trader? So again, kind of important that you consider these factors. You know, before you go placing just simply any trade. You don't buy just because the market looks nice. Paul, I told you and I promised you I was going to take a look at the pound sterling. So this is called the cable, actually. That's a technical, but it's not that technical. It's the GBP, Great British Pound versus the US dollar. And if we zoom out for about the last year, yeah, we've been oscillating. We've been oscillating a lot. And in fact, what's happened here recently as well, bearish engulfing. So there's a bearish engulfing candle because it engulfs completely the prior candle, but I'll zoom in so you can see that in better detail in a second. Again, we came zipping down here, and then we've had a bull sash, bullish engulfing as well, and the markets come back up. So again, markets oscillate. That's how we make money. And it's all about the question of what, and I tell people this in the coaching all the time, you're not going to be making the full move. So on currencies, you can quite easily trade down just as easily as you can trade in the up direction using CFDs or actually in the Forex and futures markets, but you're not going to be making I'm going to write down here 100% of the trade. Never going to happen. You're not going to make the 100% of the profits. You want to be looking for a nice, healthy profit. So when you see a nice, forceful candle like this bearish engulfing right here, and it got us almost just underneath the 9 and the 20 and the 50 period, we should have marched down here and probably would have been out on that candle there. And if not on that one, probably the bull sash. So somewhere between these two candles down here at the bottom would have been a great move. And again, that's looking at daily candles. We had a young fella, actually, he called in, he says, well, that's kind of interesting. I'm curious about all these candles. I'm gonna zoom here a bit so we can get more detail. But you see these nice big candles here. Well, that's a whole 24-hour period or trading day, whatever your trading day might be, depending on the market. But what about all the other candles that make up this candle? Right, so we'd come into here and maybe we want to take a look on an hourly basis and see what happened on a day/hourly basis. Loading up. And there you go. So you can hopefully you guys can see this as well. These little dotted lines here to here. Well, this makes up one whole candle. So this is the start of the day. That's where the market opened. We went up, we pulled back. We're going to lower shadow here because again, we marched all the way up here. So basically this candle is going to look like this and closed up there. So not bad. And we'd have a little bit of upper shadow and we have a little bit of lower shadow. So that was the candle for the day. I'll draw it down here so you can see it. A little bit of upper and lower shadow. And this would be, I'll put a G in here for a green candle. So on the hourly basis, 60 minutes, you can see what this market has done to create the candle that we had on the daily. So if I, check out which day this was. This was 9-4. Let's put this back to the daily. And there we go. Where's 9. That's just that second last candle. So that's the second last candle. So we had a lot of activity on that one little candle there right in the day. So again, candles, they're very useful and it doesn't matter what your time period. And I know there's a few people that are following me and yes, I do talk about, Paul, if you don't mind, I'll just take a look here at SPY again. It's a lovely market, but it is very fast and very powerful. You don't have to trade this. You don't have to do what I do. But for an example, and we're just letting it appear, there's a lot of data on this. This is a 1-minute candle chart. So if we zoom out, this is going back to where's the beginning of the day? Well, there you go. That's a lot of different candles in there. And this is what I look at in the day. So I want to see this rising window, and I'm reading these candles on the 1-minute charts for SPY. You can do it on any market you want. You can do it on any time frame. Maybe you want to go to maybe a 5-minute. I know, again, lovely girl, she trades 5-minute charts. She does amazingly well at it. 15 is another popular one, and I'm going to put 60 here for 60 minutes. Again, that's fairly popular as well. And I'm going to put 4H here for 4 hourly. Again, if you're an intraday trader, 4 hourly, very common and can be very powerful. And guess what? So you'll place a trade because you'll see something great, and then you walk away for the next 4 hours. You set your stop loss and you come back after 4 hours, and then you see, what's the next candle looking like. That is the power of the candles. So I know there's way too much data on that, but again, I'm going to come back over here and show you the beginning of the day. And for example, we had that question, Paul, thanks for that, the bullish engulfing. See, we had a very small candle here, red one. In fact, we had 2 relatively small red ones, and this bullish engulfing candle, it engulfed both of those candles. Fantastic. That's force. That's what I'm looking for. That's what we talk about on our daily recaps, weekly recaps. We talk about it on the options outlook and the strategy sessions. All of these good sessions, we're talking about these. And one more thing that I would also want to mention, I didn't want to save the best for last, but due to technology difficulties, there we go. I'm going to put that line in there right now, and there's a reason why for that. And again, it fits for whether you're looking at daily, 1 minute, 60 minute, doesn't matter. We have a rising window in here. So I'll put a nice W right in there. Here's the top of that window. And yeah, the market came back. We pulled right into it and we force. That's good. Good news. And we came up. And we didn't quite get up to the top here, at least not on this page. But again, we made a good attempt at it. In fact, what I would do, and normally what I would have done, is I would have looked on either side. You can see over here and over here, we had some touch points. We hit it and we went a little bit beyond and we pulled back. If you want to trade intraday, I don't want to say it's as easy as that, but that's how it is. It isn't difficult. You need to know candles. There's a little bit of education you want to take a look at, and then the rest is yours. It's just a matter of, again, defining your strategy, and then you can go from there. Paul, how's your questions looking? I see the light bulbs flashing.
Thank you, Brian. And I'm glad you were able to get back in and show some more charts. It's always great for me as a trader to watch Brian and Steve and still on our team to go through analyzing charts. It just gives you more confidence, I think, when you see what you should be seeing, right? So you get the education, but be able to see this and confirm that. I can tell you every time I talk to people, they're asking me, hey, what should I do with my money in the market now? What should I do? Should I sell? Should I buy? Should I do nothing? Should I run away? And I talk to them about providing them with the ability for them to thrive, meaning you want to be able to handle this. In the recent month, the amount of movement down followed by the amount of movement up. The one stat I heard yesterday, that in the United States in the S&P 500, Brian, I don't know if you know this, we had the largest percentage weekly gain since 1974. Okay, so
wow.
What is that, 46 years or so? I don't know exactly what week it was back in 1974, but we had the biggest percentage gain in the S&P 500 this week in 46 years. So yes, we have a horrible public health situation going on, and we had a horrible move down, not a horrible, but a large move down in the markets since the whole thing really started happening. But could you imagine if you had the confidence, the knowledge, the education to be able to take advantage of what's happened just this week alone? And remember, this week was just a 4-day work week as far as the market goes. And to have the largest gain in 46 years in 1 week, if you had taken advantage of knowledge and education and the ability to thrive, you could have taken advantage of those moves this week. And we continue to get testimonials. I did this in one of the last videos we did. Troy sent in a comment that he made more money in the first 3 days of April, and we're only finishing up the first full week of April here. He made more money in the first 3 days of April to be able to cover any losses that he had in his long-term accounts in the month of March. So as Brian's showing you that chart right now of the S&P, just take a look at where we were and where we got up to in a short period of time, okay? If you go back beyond this week, go back a couple of weeks, just think about the percentage gain that we had from that low. Now, what Brian said before I think is really important. You're never, I shouldn't say never, you're probably not going to get 100% of the move, right? It's very, very difficult to pick the absolute low and the absolute high. But what you're trying to do is get the meat, okay? The big chunk of the meat, as much of the chunk of the meat as you possibly can, right, Brian? Where
That's it. Give me the steak, not the sizzle.
There you go. So you want that meat. What candles do with the right education is provide you with the opportunity to know where the reversals are, to know how to pick up those clues. Are we going up? Are we not going up anymore? Are we losing momentum? And those are things that are taught in the education and taught certainly in the guidance through every session we do at My Candle Charts. So the link is candlecharts.com/thrive. I strongly encourage you to take advantage of that because we will be meeting to talk about the day that those promotions will be coming to an end. We specifically gave drastic discounts to help people get through this time. We know a lot of people are working from home or at home in general. And we want you to be able to take advantage of this time and be able to thrive, not just through the current market situations, but when we do look in the rearview mirror and see what the coronavirus was really all about, you'll be able to continue to thrive regardless of the market conditions. So the education and software and everything that we have works in any market condition, any time frame, any market, any country around the world. All right, so the link again, candletarks.com/thrive. If you're watching this via recording and you have a question, certainly shoot me an email, paul@candletarks.com. Brian, I want to thank you so much for taking time out and helping our students thrive for themselves. Thank you so much, Brian.
Always a pleasure, guys. Good luck with your trading and have a great rest of your weekend.